What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Backyard Garage. So today I decided I'm going to jump in and start on the brakes on the car. So I've already got the car jacked up, so let me kind of show you what's going on and what I've got going on. Okay, so here we go. I have the car jacked up. Like I said, I took the caliper off. I got the rotor off, and what I found was a hole in this line here. So since I never fixed that, it was rubbing on the tire, ended up rubbing a hole in the line. So there we go. So what I did is I ordered the correct parts for the car here, which is this line here, which will go in here. So I got to put that on, and then I finally got the right part for the brake caliper, which are, well, I don't know if it's right part or not. I had to modify a little bit, but it's these little things right here. And that's what they do, is they go onto the caliper itself. They sit like that, and they get screwed on, and then the hard line will screw into there. So yeah, I threw these old ones away. For the life of me, I could not find what I did with them. These came off of, I believe, an 87. It looks like an IROC. But anyway, it came off an 87 Camaro, just because I can't find ones for my car. The rear end in my car is from a 79 Pontiac Trans Am WS6. So yeah, when I took off the calipers off it, I threw the whole caliper away. I thought that this would come on the new brake. However, it didn't. So trying to find these is a pain. So what I finally did is I just ordered some of these offline, and it had these on both sides there. So I ended up just grinding one down. So when I put it on and I put the washer or the bolt on, and then the washer on, it sticks up a little bit and it's going to be able to seal good. So that's kind of what I got going on. So let me start over here by getting this hard brake line here replaced, and then I will film when I come up and I guess put all this together. As brakes, there's really not much to see, but yeah, let me get to it. Alrighty, so I got my caliper here, and the only thing I did is I just pushed this in a little bit, and now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the banjo bolt through with the washer on the top, put the washer on the bottom. I'm just going to slide it into here. Just tighten it up. Really, like I said, there's not much to see with the calipers, just kind of showing you what I did here. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go throw that onto the car. So let me get you set up and I'll show you that. So on the car side here, you'll actually see that I put this new line on here. You got peel tag off, but it's just coming up, running in. That's going to plug into the piece that I just put on. So let me set you up and I'll start putting the caliper on. I apologize, it's probably going to be a hard angle, but we will see what happens. Alrighty, so I have everything all installed and hooked up. However, there was a little modification that I had to make. So if you look on here, I had to put this little brass insert in first, and then the brake line could screw into that. The reason is because this stainless steel fitting, it was bottoming, the screw on it was bottoming out, or the nut, before it actually seated all the way. So I had to put that in, and that piece is actually called it's right here. Sorry. It's a BLF 29, but it's just like an inverted female inverted 3/8 to 24 to 1 M10 1. But anyway, yeah, so I had to put that on just to make everything work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the other side of here, and I will continue once I get that done. Alrighty, so here we go. I have the brakes on both sides all buttoned up and ready to roll. So the next thing that I want to do is I need to put this rear tire on here, and then as you can see in the front, I already put these stands under it that I made. Just get it off the air. So let me get the other one done, and then we're going to go ahead and start working on getting the frame rail connectors installed. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to be doing, like I said, is I want to put on the subframe connectors here. So I went with the Global West product. This is the 902. It's for the later models. I believe it's like the 74 through 81. Could be wrong. Anyway, here's everything that comes with it. It comes with the 2 actual frame rail or subframe connectors here. You get 2 block off plates. You get your nuts and bolts. And then over here you get new mounts, which are solid mounts, not rubber. And then the 2 bolts. Global West does have a video out there, and it's a really good video. However, I'm just going to document what I'm going to do. So we'll just kind of see how easy it is for me to install as like your everyday person, not using a lift, not using any special tools or anything. And I'll just be, yeah, doing it on the floor in my garage here. And we'll see how hard it is to get in and how hard it is to install. The other thing that I got is some 6013 welding rods, because I will be using my old Lincoln welder here, my arc welder, to weld this in. I have been practicing a little bit, so you'll notice that I got like towels and stuff on here. So it does look pretty good. However, like I said, I'm not the best at welding. I feel that my stick welding is actually a lot better than my wire feed welding. I don't know if it's because I'm just better with those versus the wire feed, the flux core. But anyway, let me start getting set up and stuff, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Alrighty, so the first thing that we're going to do is we got to remove the bolts from the old subframe. So bear with me as I jump down here. It's going to get wiggly. So you're just going to come under here. You're going to take the bolt out that's up in here. Let me get you set up. Here we go. So there's a bolt up in there. I'm going to get that removed. There we go. So you're going to remove them on both sides. So let me use both hands so I can get this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I got the bolt that was in here out on both sides here. And it says to use a crowbar. This thing's probably a little bit overkill, but you got to use a crowbar to get up under the frame and separate this. There we go. Take the bushing, the old bushing out, and then slide the new one in. There we go. And then I gotta do the same thing on the other side here. So let me get that done here. Okay, so now that I got the bushing in here, I'm gonna take this other bushing, as it's cupped, I'm gonna put it on the bolt. I'm gonna slide it up and in. And get this started here. And I'm going to keep a little gap in here so that this frame rail connector can slide up in and over this. So let me flip around, get the frame rail connector up in here, and then I'm going to get it on the back, and then I'll show you what it looks like in the back. Alrighty, so as you saw, I got this all up. I had to take this bolt that was up in here, and I had to loosen it up so it's just barely hanging on. And then, as you can see, this slides around that bushing right under it. And then in the back, you just make sure it's nice and snug over here, and which it can't really go up anymore, which is perfect. And as you can see, it is super tight up against the rail or the frame. So that's good to go. So the next thing I need to do, which I'm not going to film, is just mark this right here, and then take your wire wheel or your roll-lock disc or whatever you want and remove the paint. And then from there, you get to weld it. But before I do that, I need to jump over on the driver's side of the car and get it completed and in. So let me do that, and I'll be right back after it's all cleaned off and ready to go. Alrighty, so here is the passenger side, and I'm actually running into an issue already. When this goes up, you're going to see that this brake bracket right here is in the way. There's two options that you could do for this. You could take this bracket off, which I'm going to do because I'm not using it. Or you would just have to notch this out so it can slide up in and fit. Yeah, that just kind of sucks. So let me get this off and out of the way, and then we will go from there. So give me a minute. Alrighty, so here we go. We got the frame all cleaned up and everything. I got that bracket off, so it is ready to go to be welded up. Just be careful when you do weld. This is a fuel line right here. However, I'm using rubber lines, and I got them up here way out of the way. But if you're using this as a factory one, just be careful when you weld. You don't want to light your car on fire. So this one's good to go. The one over on this side, yep, up there, it's all ground down. It's good to go. So some bare metal is what I did too, is I got this all jacked up here. Let me turn the light. So I just put a jack on here just to hold this tight. It's not like super tight. It's just taking a little bit of pressure and pushing it up. So it's a good thing. Next thing I need to do is I need to, these nuts up in these frame rails here, I got to tighten them down to 90 foot-pounds. So I'm going to get those tightened down, and then I'm going to get my welder out, and then start over here on the hard side, zip some welds in. There's not a lot of room. Might be hard to get the stick welder up in there, but we'll see. So anyway, let me get to work here, and I'll be back after I get it welded up. Alrighty, so here's what's going on. I got the welds laid down on both sides. This is kind of what they're looking like here. I gotta do a little bit more cleanup down here. Yeah, they're turning out pretty good. It's pretty, I did 2 rows. I did a deeper row down, and then I made it a little bit thicker on top. Not a pro welder, these probably, but there was definitely full penetration, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna let this all cool down, then I'm gonna clean it up really good, then I'm gonna hit it with some paint so it doesn't rust. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go hit over on the other side, and then yeah, I will check back in a sec. Alrighty, so this is the passenger side, and I got it all welded in. This is just one good deep penetration pass. It is cooled down. I got it all cleaned up. So now I just gotta take some underbody stuff and put it on. But I'm gonna go ahead and slap the wheels back on after I put this undercoating on. It's the original undercoating that I used before. It's this Rust-Oleum product right over here. Right here, just Rust-Oleum undercoat. This stuff is amazing. When I was trying to get it off, holy cow, it was a nightmare. It took forever to get off. I used wire brushes, and then I also used some of those paint stripper discs, and I finally got it off. But yeah, it's good stuff. I would recommend this if you want to get your car undercoated and sealed. So, but anyway, let me get this squirted on, let me get the back tires on, and then I'll be right back and we could finish up. Alrighty, so I got the car back up on jack stands, and the next thing that I'm going to be doing on this is right up here. I got to drill some holes. I already started one into here, because that's where the 1/2-inch bolts are going to go through. So let me keep drilling. I already got one over here drilled. As you can see, it's going through right there. So I'm just going to drill this next one here. Then I'll get the other 2 over there drilled. And then that should complete the, yeah, the subframe connectors. So give me just a minute here. Alrighty, so here we go. I got the bolts in on both sides of the subframe connector. And then the only thing I have left to do is just to put the 2 bolts over there. And then I will be done. let me pull you back over here. Sorry, I'm climbing out of the car, so things might be a little wobbly. Let me flip this light around here so you can see as well. So back up here, it's kind of hard to see because the paint is glossy because I just sprayed it on and it's still drying, but I got it all good and welded up. These welds are a little boogery just because it was such a hard angle to get up and into. Here's the other one. But it did. It turned out really good, and I'm really happy with this, with these subframe connectors here. So let me climb out of the car and I'll be right back. So anyway, those subframe connectors, I would definitely recommend them. The reason being is they're super easy to use and or to install, so I can't complain one bit there. And then just follow the instructions. There were a couple hiccups, you know, like with the placement and how big they were with the brake line and where it would hit right there potentially. But other than that, I didn't have any issues. I saw some people, like some reviews online, and some people were really just knocking the whole thing because it wouldn't fit. They said that they had to do a lot of modification and this and that. I can see where a little bit of modification is needed, but you know what? I think that your average Joe, if you know how to weld and you know how to drill, you could probably get this on. It would be super easy to do. So let's come over here to my chart and let's get this knocked off. Okay, so two things I can knock off here is the frame rail connector. I'd pretty much say that's safe, that I'm done. The brakes, those are done as well. I might putz around with the front ones and replace some of the lines. The lines that are on the front, they are, well, I guess you can't see them because the tire's on, but they're like the original lines, so I wouldn't mind getting those just replaced. Just cheap insurance there. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm looking for filler panels for the front and the rear. And when I say filler panels, is what I mean is these little rubber things that go up in here. I bought one and it's plastic and it's kind of junky. I don't really like it. I do have these old ones here. However, they're all broken up. They're plastic as well. They're not the rubber ones. So I don't know if I would clean those up and put them back on. It seems like those are plastic. They're probably the aftermarket ones. So it probably just makes sense to put some more aftermarket ones on instead of cleaning and fixing old broken aftermarket ones and putting them on. But anyway, kind of just rambling here. But so like I was saying, I'll probably just pass on the front and rear filler panels for now. I might jump in and do the interior. So I do need to order the sun visors, but I do have the door panels. So hopefully my next video, I'll be getting those in. And then, yeah, this sucks. It's like technically not even winter out, but it's winter because it's Minnesota. And of course, you know, winter comes early. And as you can see, let me flip this on. Look at that. There's already snow on the ground. The high for today is like 15 degrees already. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, there's really nothing to do. So anyway, like I said, I'm rambling. You know, I just totally lost my train of thought there. So I was talking about the weather and everything, but I guess is where I was going with it is it's not even winter yet. My list is almost done of stuff that I have to do over there. I almost got it done. So yeah, this video, it might take a couple more weeks for the next one to come out, or, you know, a month or so. But stay tuned. It will be coming. I really appreciate y'all watching. If you have any comments, if you could drop them down below, that'd be great. And thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.